At almost 50 years old, I'm being forced to choose. Do I take a safe path or do I go on a new adventure? This video is about me deciding whether I'm going to do a traditional job search after being laid off about 7 months ago, or if I'm going to drop everything and start content creation full time. This is a real situation, it's not hypothetical. I was laid off about 7 months ago after a career of over 27 years in telecommunications. So it might be helpful to talk about where I came from, how I got started. I grew up in a small town in northern Manitoba. I had kind of a rough childhood. Bullying, trouble at home, wasn't very good in school. Turns out it might all be ADHD related, but we'll find out about that in the coming months. After high school, I decided to try going to the University of Saskatchewan to get a degree in engineering. I think the freedom of being away from home got to me, and I was not invited back for a year or two. So after some soul searching, I found myself in the Royal Canadian Navy. I enlisted as a naval communicator. I learned all about radios and other forms of communication. I learned discipline and structure and how to push through tough situations. I enjoyed my time in the Navy, but after about 6 years, I started to get a little bit bored. I decided I wanted a new adventure. So I released from the Canadian Armed Forces and I went back to school. I decided to do a technology diploma, and at 26 years of age, I was in class with people barely out of high school. Eventually, my classmates started to see me as a bit of a leader. I was organizing study sessions. I was taking charge in group projects. I was basically doing what I was trained to do in the Navy. My experience as a communicator in the Navy and my technology diploma led me to a job with Kenwood Electronics in Toronto, Ontario. Kenwood is a global manufacturer of two-way radio equipment. I was able to use my experience gained in the Navy, and my reputation in the industry grew. I traveled all across Canada training Kenwood's dealers on how to use their radio equipment. Our dealer partners grew to respect my no-nonsense attitude, my honesty and integrity. I was known for telling it like it is. It was that reputation that let me get a job here in Alberta working for one of our dealers. It was life-changing money, about a 60% increase in salary and a decrease in the cost of living by probably about 30%. So it was a no-brainer decision to make to relocate. The unfortunate thing is that it meant being separated from my wife for a few months while she got some stuff finished up in Toronto. It put a stress on the relationship, and to be honest, I wasn't sure if we were going to make it. Eventually, though, it all worked out. She moved to Edmonton and we started our life here. The job was good. I got a different perspective on the industry. I was a little bit closer to the customers, which let me see different use cases for the technology that I had been teaching dealers how to use. But after a few years as a technologist, I got a little bit bored. I needed something more. So I went back to school. I did an online MBA through the University of Fredericton, and I was able to fund that education through the Veterans Affairs Canada education and training benefit. I'll leave a link for information down in the description. If you're a veteran, you owe it to yourself to look into the program. So after the MBA, I got my promotion and I was put in charge of running operations in Edmonton for the company. But it's a good thing I kept my network alive with all of those other dealers, because in fall of 2024, I was let go. The company did a restructuring and they decided they didn't need me anymore. It's a good thing I kept my network alive, because within about 2 weeks of being laid off, I had another job lined up. I knew all of the people at the new company. It was a better job, it was a better company, and it was better leaders. And for about a year, I was really enjoying myself. It was a different kind of job than I had been doing or that I was used to doing, but it was good. I was meeting lots of different kinds of people. I was doing different kinds of tasks. Then it happened. They laid me off. I felt betrayed. I felt lied to. The company was so proud of their family culture and how they take care of their employees. But I felt like as soon as the going got tough, they just found an easy person to get rid of, and that was me. Now, of course, I've been laid off before, but this time felt different. My industry's slowing down. The technology and the demand are moving away from traditional two-way radio. So my specialized knowledge and experience it's not really needed anymore. It's just not in demand. So after that, I started doing what you're supposed to do. Started updating my resume, rewriting my cover letter, scrolling job boards, and sending applications into the void, waiting for some artificial intelligence or a 25-year-old HR manager to tell me that I'm not qualified or that my experience just isn't relevant anymore. I got frustrated and angry. And at the time, I was dealing with some health issues, in particular, a pretty bad heart. I just had a pacemaker implanted that I was getting used to. And on top of that, my dad got really sick, so the stress just built. My dad passed away just after New Year's of this year, and it brought up a lot of complicated emotions. My dad spent the last few years of his life sitting in his recliner watching TV. He had no hobbies, no real friends that could get him out of his chair and go do things. He got sicker and sicker, and he was adding stress to my mother's life. And that sort of triggered this major decision that I have to make. Doesn't seem related, but with all of the emotions coming up, it just triggered something within me that I had to do something different. It made me realize that that wasn't what I wanted for myself. So here I am at a crossroads. Option number one is the safe path. Safe, but maybe challenging. Go back to the traditional job search, grinding out applications, trying to squeeze into a shrinking market. Option number two is risky. I have to take what I've learned and take ownership of my future and take a plunge into something that I've never done before. So instead of killing myself, chasing something that I may never catch, something that may not even exist anymore, I'm taking option number two. I'm going to do content creation full time. I have no roadmap and no guarantees. I have no idea if I can even make this work. And honestly, I'm terrified. But they say courage isn't the absence of fear, it's action in the face of it. So I want to see if I've got the courage that it's going to take to do this. So my goals are simple. I need to be monetized within 12 months. I don't need a lot of money. I just need enough to live and build something out of this. I want to build a business out of content creation. Part of that 12 to 18 month journey is a list of 50 challenges that I've set for myself, a kind of bucket list. The series is going to be called 50 Before 50, and I'm going to post it on this channel. So the 50 Before 50 list is a list of 50 kind of bucket list challenges that I want to accomplish before I turn 50 in the fall of 2027. Some of the challenges are going to be small and easy to knock off. And some of them are really going to push my limits. I may fail some at first, but that's okay. I'm going to document everything. This challenge isn't about pretending I can do everything on the first attempt. It's about figuring everything out in real time. If you stick around, I'll share the wins, I'll share the failures, and I'll share all the awkward moments in between. And I'll even share those moments when I question everything and want to quit. I have a feeling I'm not the only one in this situation. I'm not the only middle-aged man at a crossroads making a life-changing decision. So if you're in your 40s or 50s and you're faced with a life-changing decision, maybe sharing my journey with me can show you that it's possible. It's not too late. You can reinvent yourself. You can start over. And maybe starting over isn't a failure. Maybe it's just a stepping stone to further growth, an evolution of character, so to speak. So if you want to see how this plays out, stick around. This is my unplanned, unsolicited course change. This is Michael at Midlife.